How did you go from being a graduate in economics to getting into fitness industry?
Whole thing just drove me to this profession was just I just loved what I did. I loved how I felt and I just loved the money that I made. And then I was like, people don't know how to train and that's what I'm gonna do, and I'll open a little space and I will make sure that everybody comes with their own goals and their own limitations, and I will design programs tailor made to them. The way my business has has transformed into the areas that we're partnering with. One or two of my gyms are in these very luxury format clubs, and I see that people have, and it's a part of the hotel, so I can't say much, but people have their butlers carrying their bags to the gym. I'm like, dude,
Have you seen a lot of women that, like, a lot of ladies, I see that they buy something and they'll have this one Ramu behind and uthao thela. Yeah, that is
instead of
so
walking on the
not,
treadmill for 1 hour, carry your own bag into the gym, put it down, pick it up, so that when you enter the gym, you're training, not walking on the treadmill.
Yeah, totally. I
You
totally
know?
understand.
Yeah.
People are just training. Not an inch goes off because the rest of the hours, what are they doing with their time?
There was so much revelation that I also had, because I've noticed myself telling people that what the hell are you doing in the gym? Please leave. Recovery
Yeah.
is such a big part of results. And just because you are eating pizza and burger, I should say, oh, ये तो normal खाना खा रही है. Normal है जो मैं खाती हूँ.
Yeah.
आप abnormally खा रहे हो.
Yeah, exactly.
I am not on a diet.
Yeah.
You are on
You're
a
on a
unhealthy
bad diet.
Yeah, you are on a bad diet.
Hi everyone. Welcome to our podcast series. I'm Dr. Anjali Huda. And this podcast, we are going to talk about a lot of health trends, no fads, no fluff, just science backed conversations. As a doctor practicing in functional medicine, obesity medicine, and nutrition, I've been helping people heal their metabolism, living a better life, finding a balance, and transforming their lives without extreme restrictions or fad diets. Because let's be honest, health is not about following trends or fad diets. It's about understanding your body, making smart choices, and actually transforming your health and finding what works for you. In every episode, we'll bust myths, decode confusing health trends, and share practical and no nonsense advice to help you perform your best. So let's dive in for your good health and start this conversation. Today's special guest is Sumaya. She is a very well known celebrity fitness and wellness expert. We are excited today to discuss about fitness, nutrition, and wellness with Sumaya. Welcome, Sumaya.
Thank you. It's, my whole world is coming to one circle because I'm doing it with you, so I'm even more excited.
Yeah, we've resonated a
I
lot in the
swear.
past. So, Sumaya is a well known fitness expert, and she's not only a fitness expert, she's got decades of experience in holistic health and personalized training. So, I'm so happy to have you here because we need to bust a lot of myths
Oh my God.
about health. And why don't you tell me something about yourself?
First, I want to say that Dr. Huda and me are like, we obviously work in the same field and we bounce off so many ideas together, but I'm so happy that she's actually my doctor because so many times when I've always gone into this whole longevity biohacking route, before it even became a big thing. I remember calling you like 3, 4, 5 years ago, remember saying I want to do a drip and you were the only one who'd entertain me, and that time nobody was even doing IVs. So I've been doing IVs and you've always entertained all my crazy things, but it's always and the reason I always felt safe is because I'm doing it with a doctor. It's like no matter how much health and holistic health and wellness I advocate, I'm not a doctor, and that's what I always say, and that's why at some points I always refer people to you, because after a point my purview ends and it's a doctor needs to step in. So guys, she's my doc. She's the one who always entertains all my craziness.
Thank you for saying that. But tell me about how did you go from being a graduate in economics to getting into fitness industry?
When I started, it was so many years ago in the 90s. I was always into sports. I always enjoyed sweat and I just loved how movement made me feel. मैंने कभी स्कूल में एग्जाम्स ही नहीं दिए थे. मॉडर्न स्कूल बाराखंबा रोड में, if you were a good sports person, they were exempt you from every exam, and up until the 10th they'll keep passing you also, as long as you're winning medals for school. So I was never somebody who was very academic. I was good, I guess, but I was so used to not taking exam because I was always on the field and they would always promote me to the next class. It was only in the 12th when I failed my pre-boards because the whole year I was playing.
Mm.
Badi
What sport?
मुश्किल से
What sport were you
all
playing?
I was jack of all trades and master of one, but I was from 100 meter, 200 meter athletics to a butterfly stroke, freestyle, javelin
Wow.
thrower, basketball, name it, I was doing. So every time
Mm.
they needed a extra, they would just send me, you know.
Mm.
So but when I failed my pre-boards, I remember sitting home with my mom and she taught me for 2 whole months ki boards to pass karne hi hai.
Mm.
And that's when I realized I wasn't that dumb, you know. So I did really well in my economics. I
Huh.
went to St. Stephen's and I did economics honors. So even
Wow.
though I got in through sports quota, but my marks were really good. I
You
got
have to have a
yeah,
basic, yeah.
otherwise they give you BA pass or whatever.
Yeah.
But you know, us time it was all not. It was always mainstream profession. Either you'd become a banker, you'd do economics,
yeah.
commerce, or you'd be a doctor, or you'd be a lawyer or a CA. That time the whole thing was you'd be an analyst, CA.
Mm.
So I had to do the mainstream, you know, also because nobody had any alternative profession. So
Yeah.
I did what I did. But then I went to the US to study for further studies to do economics only. And that's when I joined a gym and I saw, you know, a trainer. I wanted to lose weight also. And, you know, he was making me do different things. So I asked him, like, you know, so what do you study? And then he
Mm.
said, I do a master's in sports science. I didn't even know ki wo course hota bhi hai kuch, you know.
Mm.
And I remember writing home and saying, oh, I want to switch. And they were like, what are you going to do with this?
Mm.
I said, I don't know. I'll do something.
Mm.
And it was, I think I just loved what I did. And usse pehle hi only during when I was in St. Stephen's, you know, I did this Reebok course in 1999. I must have been a kid.
Wow.
And they had this course which said that it was a summer program. I thought it's somewhere you go to lose weight and exercise. This time there was nothing.
Yeah, there was nothing.
There was
right?
nothing. In 1999, there was no gym.
No.
So I joined that, and it was a 3-week course to make group fitness instructors.
Hmm.
Usi mein I knew that this is something, if
This
I
is your
could
calling.
find this, yeah, it was, you know, I just knew I was so inherently so good at it. And I was, you know, I was a good public speaker, good orator.
Hmm.
And, you know, it was all about meeting people and engaging the audience. So I just said, if I do something, this is my calling.
Hmm.
And before I left, and the 3 years that I did in St. Stephen's in Delhi,
Hmm.
by then NDTV had this Good Morning India, you know, so they called me for
Yeah.
their breakfast show to do the exercise segment. Somebody else called me to do something on Z. So I had already started making so much money in college.
Hmm.
You know, I was already making 25,000 rupees then.
Wow. That's
I
a
was
lot of
just
money
like,
at
that's a
that
lot of
time.
money
Yeah,
at that time, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
all the
For
bank.
something you were not even sure
Yeah,
about.
and you know, I would take classes in the morning and I would take some classes in the evening in some studio in Panchil. So I just loved how I felt. I loved the byproduct was I had lost weight and it was meeting so many people, and you know, so it was just, honestly, it was just like, wow, I just love this. And all my other friends out of St. Stephen's, jab college campus mein recruitments ho rahi thi, they were getting 5,000, 6,000 as jobs to work in a bank. I was like, I'm not doing any of that. Doing a 9 to 5 and then only here I was working 2 hours, 4 hours at my own will.
Hmm.
So I think the whole thing just drove me to this profession. Was just, I just loved what I did. I loved how I felt, and I just loved the money that I made.
Yeah, but you built a brand, Sumaya.
That is another story itself.
Yeah, I want to hear a little bit about
That's
that.
another
What was the challenging part of building that brand?
You know, when I came back from studying, I was so overqualified.
Hmm.
Because after you do an master's in exercise science, you do so much. You do psychology, you do physiology, you do anatomy, you do nutrition, you do so much, right?
Yeah.
And I worked in the Indian cricket team for a while with Andrew Leapers. So
Imagine I didn't know so much about it.
yeah,
I'm glad
thinking,
that
oh my
you're doing
God.
this podcast.
And then I think when I was going to get married to my boyfriend, you know, going to people's homes and going to do all these stuff, that time was not,
No, it wasn't.
people wouldn't take it
Yeah.
nicely at that point. And in my own journey also, you know, amongst my friends only, by the way, I've got it, oh, to ye to trainer hai, oh, ye to trainer, like, what is she doing with her profession? She's a trainer. So I have in my life also been through those challenges socially, you know, where people have said, oh, she's a trainer.
Yeah.
And though I'm still a trainer.
Yeah.
You know, and that's my profession. I'm a fitness professional. I'm a trainer
Hmm.
by heart. I've just by default built a business. But so the journey was tough. Being out of mainstream profession, not like today. You know, today if yours and my child says I want to become a hairdresser or a chef, we'll send them to the best school for hairdressing and best chef or even makeup.
Yeah.
But back in the day, it was not like that.
No,
So
there were very few professions. to
very
choose
few
from, yeah.
professions, and if you ever picked anything which was like this, people would either mock you or make fun of you. But I think I found a little niche for myself because Reebok, all the international brands were coming into the country. Like Reebok was coming in, Nike was coming in. They weren't even shoe stores.
No.
Nothing, right? So when
Yeah.
I came back, my first job was, because I had economics and fitness. Reebok was my first job. They actually took me on as a consultant slash um, uh, strategist, if I may say. And I was working with the CEO, basically helping them set up shoe stores and training his shoe staff how to sell,
Yeah.
how a tennis shoe is different from a walking shoe. I'm coming from that era, and that also was a lot of fun because I got money. I would get to go to office. They'd give me free clothes. Every time they'd launch a new product, I'd get all these free clothes. Then Reebok ke saath only they were doing this walk club, run club. So being with a corporate, I learned a lot.
Yeah.
And then I was like, that's it. I was busy setting up gyms for other people. And I was like, why am I doing it for other people?
Yeah, why not do it for
Like,
me?
why am I not doing this for myself?
Yeah.
And that's it. I decided to do a little mom and pop shop. I said, people don't know how to train here. And I opened a very small studio. And I said, my whole take to this would be that I would train everybody like an athlete.
Yeah.
Conditioned or deconditioned. Because everybody is different.
Yeah.
Everybody has a different nutrition. Everybody has a different DNA. Everybody has different fast twitch, slow twitch muscles in their body. And everybody's fibers are so different. So no one size in training can fit. And
But
I was
I've
like,
never heard trainers say this fast twitch and slow twitch. This is
But
more like
that's-
such a scientific thing.
But it's true.
Yeah, it is
right?
true. Yeah.
And I was like, people don't know how to train, and that's what I'm going to do. And I'll open a little space, and I will make sure that everybody comes with their own goals and their own limitations, and I will design programs tailor-made to them. And that time my husband was like, "Kaun aayega? Who will pay so much money?" I said, listen, there will be enough people who eventually will realize that, it's little bit more than going into a group class and breaking into a sweat. While that also has its own, hierarchy in the pyramid, but nothing like one-on-one. You as a doctor, you can see the same
Nothing
blood report, and everybody's DNA is so different.
Very different.
So that's how it started, and I just stuck to my guns. I just knew that this is the future, and it continues to be. Lots of studios opened, then gyms came in. The fitness world became very corporatized. Fitness first came in, group fitness became big, but I was always doing my own thing. And slowly, I think because I had my head down and I knew that this was the only way to train. That's it. I just, from one small space, it became 2, from 2 became it 3, and people just bought into the programming, because I think my brand is about not just the brick and mortar of it. It's not about going to a facility which has a line of treadmills. It's about the programming. So if you were to do personal training with us, that's how we started. As a personal training studio, and that's how we continued. Now obviously we've become a little more different. We cater to people coming and doing movement in a gym format, and personal training still being our forte. So if you personal train with us, you can see the difference a little bit. We look into your injuries, we refer you to doctors like you, we refer you to physiotherapists, because we feel that you need to be the most efficient version of you, not someone who's just in the gym 7 days a week, working out 2 hours a day. I'm sure you see so many of that with high cortisol levels, and just spending so much time on themselves, but having nothing to show for it.
Yeah.
According to me, you need to be smart.
Yeah.
उतनी exercise करो जितनी ज़रूरत
We
है.
talked about that in the
Yeah, उतनी करो जितनी ज़रूरत है. Nutrition being for me tops the charts. And in fact, just recently I gave a TED talk, and the TED talk
I
was
saw that on the
TED
Instagram.
talk was the wellness paradox. That as a race, we all know we're the most educated race when it comes to nutrition, preventive health, but we're also the most unhealthiest at this point. And that's the paradox, that how is this, we know everything.
Yeah.
We know, I mean, everybody can write a book. I'm sure even these guys can write a book, ki kya khana chahiye. But how come people are not being able to do it?
Yeah.
Considering we have so much help with, doctors like you who are looking into not mainstream. You are now going to be the future, according to me, which is why I keep saying my doctor ban jao. I think I really need to study, but it's just too long. And Rudy keeps telling me you should have done medicine, and I wish I had the right guidance. I would have been really good at it. But I think the future is for people like you, because now it's all about not going to the hospital.
Yeah. It's all prevention.
I think insurance companies need to realize that they need to insure people for prevention on certain parameters at certain timelines in
Yeah.
their life. That, CT calcium score hona chahiye, all the things that should be a part of the health
I don't think
screening.
insurance companies are seeing about somebody's exercising history.
Exactly.
You
So
know?
you need to really look at that. And now there's enough awareness from when I started to today.
Hmm.
There's enough awareness of how, especially the pandemic has taught us all that koi bhi
Yes.
kabhi bhi ludak jayega.
That is so true, man.
So
It is like scary
it's
also.
scary.
Very
So
scary.
whatever time you have on this planet,
Hmm.
you need to be the best version of yourself. So it doesn't matter. I don't call it lifespan. So I'm not here necessarily saying, oh my God, I'm going to biohack my way to live to 100. No. I definitely,
No, we
for
can.
me, yeah, but for me personally, it is that I want to biohack my way that even at 80, you'll see me at the gym and looking young and feeling good and feeling energetic and probably traveling and picking up my own suitcase and, all
Yeah,
of that.
yeah,
I just want to be that person.
Have
and
you
I-
seen a lot of women that, like, a lot of ladies, I see that they buy something and they'll have this one Ramu behind and say, Uthao thela. Are, pick it up.
Ironically, in the way my business has has transformed into the areas that we're partnering with, one or two of my gyms are in these very luxury format clubs, and I see that people have, and it's a part of the hotel, so I can't say much, but people have their butlers carrying their bags to the gym. I'm like, dude,
Yeah, that is
instead of
so
walking on the
not,
treadmill for 1 hour, carry your own
Mm.
bag into the gym, put it down, pick it up, so that when you enter the gym, you're training, not
Yeah.
walking on the treadmill.
Yeah. Totally. I
You
totally
know?
understand. So
So,
what do you think is the like latest trend in fitness? What is like nobody has time, nobody wants to go to gym for many hours. They want to like shorten their
Yeah.
workouts, and so what do you think according to like the biggest biohack of fitness that you would say?
so I think we are now, I think, at a time where trends are out, because now whatever is here is a science.
Correct.
So because there's enough of a time span that we have spent to analyze
Yep.
that eggs are not bad. But now when everybody's saying eggs are not bad, it's a scientifically proven thing that eggs are not bad.
Yeah.
It's no longer a fad.
Correct.
When people are saying intermittent fasting is good for you, obviously it needs to be whether it suits you.
Mhm.
But it's a science and it's here to stay.
Yeah.
So whatever is going to happen now, it's here to stay. It's been scientifically proven. There are enough studies that have been done. There are enough people who've been lab rats, and now whatever is coming out is here
Yeah.
to stay. So in terms of fitness, now I don't think there are any trends.
Hmm.
Whatever is here to stay.
So what do you think about?
I
let's
think
say-
number one
Yeah.
is that nutrition is 99.9%, and I think people have realized that. So that's here to stay when it comes as far as even fitness is concerned.
Correct.
You're not going to lose weight coming to a gym, because that's literally 4 hours of the 168 hours of the week.
Hmm.
What is the rest 164? Ek
Yeah.
ghante mein, what are you going to transform?
Nothing.
Nothing. So when it comes to the gym or when it comes to training, I think people need to separate the fact that movement is different from training. When you go to the gym, you go to train on various aspects of your fitness, which is cardiovascular strength, flexibility, strength, mobility, and core. That is not the same as walking for an hour on the treadmill on zone 2.
I agree.
That's very different. That's also cardiovascular strength. You're just challenging your body, but you can do zone 2 somewhere else. And unfortunately, we are also slave to our city and pollution, so we do end up. But training,
Tell more about the zones.
there are many zones, so
Yeah.
it's top is
Maybe
your
for the
maximum heart
viewers,
rate.
they want to know.
So
like,
one is
what
your baseline is your resting heart rate,
Correct.
which is when you're sleeping, you're well rested. What is your resting heart rate? The average heart rate is 72 beats per minute. That is scientific,
Yeah.
but that also is changing, I think.
Hmm.
So the fitter the person, the lesser the
Lesser the-
resting heart rate. So supposing your resting heart rate is 50, 55, which people will say, hey, aisa bhi hota hai, but
Which
hota
is a
hai.
better heart rate.
There is a good heart rate. And then there is a calculation for the maximum heart rate that you can have. The easiest would be, say, 220 minus your age.
And in 2.65.
Yeah. So that's your
right.
maximum heart rate.
Mhm.
So as an athlete, when you're training for short distance, you're also pushing that threshold of your cardiovascular strength, which basically means the ability of your heart to go into interval zones. That it can go into a heart rates of 180, 190, but at the same time be
It
strong
drops.
enough to drop fast.
Hmm.
So it's not what heart rate you're reaching, it's also how fast you recover. Zone 2, which has become very famous right now, it's a really good way to strengthen your heart. because it's a stable zone where you're not doing interval training and you're not challenging your heart from going from 180, 190 all the way down to
Yeah.
whatever is your recovery. It's a stable zone,
Hmm.
but it's a challenging enough zone that you can feel your heart rate going up in zone 2, which would be say 70 to 75% of your maximum heart rate. So you can do the math. I'm very bad at maths.
It's okay. No, you're
But
not.
you can have a conversation with someone.
Yeah. You can
So
talk while you
can
walk,
see,
kind
you
of
can talk while you walk,
thing.
but you can also see that your heart rate is gone up and it's staying in that zone 2, which is 70 to 75% of your maximum
Maximum
heart rate.
heart rate.
And that's where you stay, and that can be different for everyone. So the more deconditioned you are, even a basic walk can have you in zone
Yeah.
2. But the more conditioned, and that's what people don't get.
Yeah.
But the more conditioned you get, even a jog at 8 can be zone 2 for me.
Yeah. Because
So-
you have that ability.
Ability. So you need to basically strengthen your heart, which is separate, and then you need to train, which is separate. So training can be half an hour. So you don't not need to go to the gym because you don't have an hour. Nowhere in my books was it written that you need to train for 1 hour.
Yeah. What is
Nowhere.
that? Yeah.
So, and the pandemic has taught us that you don't need fancy gyms like Sumaya. You can actually just roll out of a mat and roll out in your night suit and do some strength and core work, literally 20 minutes.
But no
next
one
to your
has
bed.
that motivation. So Maya, you motivate.
I hope I motivate,
Yes,
but
you-
I think also now it's a dire straight situation. And it's like the prescription. Aapki bhi first line on prescription must be exercise.
Yeah,
karo.
yeah, definitely. Exercise, meditation, food. Then comes medication.
That's when I wrote when I said this TED talk on the wellness paradox, I spoke about, oh my God, everyone's talking about red light therapy and glutathione and this drip and NAD. And I was like, but first you need to get the basics right. So
Correct.
nutrition you need to get right.
Hmm.
You need to make sure that you're doing those 6,000-7,000 steps a day
Hmm.
because that's basic movement, and you need to be training 3-4 times a week.
Yeah.
And you need to be sleeping. So the irony is that everybody is wearing all these trackers, but they can't get a single good night of sleep. Everybody's HRV is all over the place. Everybody's resting heart rate is high. So because you're still drinking and you're still not willing to make those changes, but you think, oh, if I'm drinking, milk thistle will help me and glutathione will help
Yeah,
me
that
to
is
detox
so-
my liver.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen like that.
No.
And that is the wellness paradox today, that we're sitting amongst so much knowledge and so much preventive testing. Today, I have the ability to, in my perimenopause, I don't think I am, because I have doctors like you who are willing to engage with me and say that, look, I don't, at least for as long as as much as I can help, can you test my blood work beforehand and see, can you help me from not getting so perimenopausal, and I'm doing all the right things, and you can probably look at my marker and say, yeah, but you're eating well, but something's wrong because some marker of yours is off, and at
Yeah.
least you can tell me that.
Yeah, like genetics, we can always.
That's where this plug is so amazing, that we have people like you who are sitting outside of an hospital, but proper MBBS doctors who bridge that gap between helping people, with oncology and pain and, side effects and all of that.
Yep.
And we are still not making use of people like you.
Yes.
And
people-
you are the advanced optimization, but I only deserve you if my basics are correct, no?
Yeah. Of course. So you always see, in the gym, we've talked about this.
Yeah.
People are just training. Not an inch goes off, because the rest of the hours, what are they doing with their
In
time?
fact, like my TED Talks were my latest, and when I was writing that TED Talk, there was so much revelation that I also had, because I've noticed myself telling people that, what the hell are you doing in the gym? Please leave. Like, you don't need to come to a gym, even though I run the business and that's my livelihood. I'm like, what are you doing inside
Yeah.
the gym 7
Yeah.
days a week? Nowhere
Yeah.
in the world do people train like that.
No. And 7 days a week, don't you think that you need some gap as we age to get the growth hormone rolling?
Recovery
Yeah.
is such a big part of results. That's why I'm saying, if you are, so there are 2-3 things, and when you ask me the word trend, I won't say it's a trend. What is a different realization and here to stay is that everybody needs professional guidance at least once in their lives, and the top 3 things. Nutrition.
Yep.
So you need to go to a nutritionist or a functional medicine doctor at least once in 2-3 phases of your life as a woman, let's say.
Yeah.
Once when you are healthy, wealthy, and you're trying to have a baby. Once when you've had kids and you're resettling your hormones. And once when you're perimenopausal or would be in some years.
Yeah.
So that you can tell me, according to my blood work, what is the nutrition, according to my gut health, according to my allergies, according to all that, what is the nutrition plan that I should follow? Am I really that person who will benefit from intermittent fasting? Or just should I do it just because the person next door is?
Yeah.
And the power of that tool is so amazing because I'm not relying on anybody.
Yeah.
The beauty of a nutritionist as opposed to a dietitian is that you are not making money from me coming back. You are signing me on for maybe 3 months, maximum 6 months, to empower me with my tools and say, yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
Now work with this.
Correct.
Similarly, for fitness, you need to engage with a personal trainer at least for one time for 6 months of your life so that you know what works with your body.
Also the form, Sumaya.
Form,
Very
technique.
important.
मैं तो देखती हूँ लोगों को जिम आके, I don't know what they do.
They
you know,
lift in
they're
such funny
lifting
ways.
and they're not getting results because their lifting patterns are so bad. They have no articulation in how they lift. There's a science. There's only one way to do a plank, and
Yeah.
that is the right way.
Yes.
There is no other way.
No.
So you need to train to get to the right way first before you say, oh, I did a 4-minute plank. अगर मेरे स्टाइल का कोई पुशअप कर ले, I don't think किसी से 10 या 20 भी नहीं होंगे. I've done that with so many boys when I've just slowed them down, you know, and tell them, feel your muscle, do a mind-muscle connection. They can't even complete the 10 in good form.
See?
Because otherwise they're just letting momentum take over.
Yeah.
When I'm doing it fast, at some point momentum takes over.
Yeah, momentum takes on.
And
then
there's
no...
so much results and so much muscle definition you can see
Yeah.
when you learn to slow it down.
Yeah. That is the key, right?
You need to slow it down, follow the 1:1 tempo, 3:1. You need to train in the eccentric phase of the training also,
Yeah.
which is when there's strength in your muscle in length.
So
a lot of times, like I have my sports physio who I love, you also been to her.
Yeah.
She keeps telling me, she's like, dude, what are people doing in the gym? My whole physio place is full of people coming out of gyms now, and no longer older people, it's all these young kids, because they're building these inefficient muscle bulk, which is restricting mobility. So you have all this bulk, but it's so inefficient because the joint mobility gets so restricted.
Yeah.
Pecs अच्छे हैं, biceps अच्छे हैं, core है नहीं है, पता नहीं. चलो, now boys have started training their legs because they figured out
training the legs
because they figured out the testosterone is all in the legs, you know. So they started training their legs. But still, if you ask them to put their hands straight up, they can't.
No.
Because their biceps and pecs are stopping them.
So huge, you know.
Inefficient.
Yeah,
You can become as big as you want as long as you maintain your flexibility and mobility. That is what my physio has taught me. And I think she makes total sense. She said, you train as much as you want.
Yeah.
The day your flexibility and mobility starts getting altered, that's the time you need to step back and rethink your training.
Yeah, I remember those physio days, huh?
But doesn't it make sense?
Oh, yeah.
And you know, I've seen it in my own journey, how we used to train earlier. And because I'm also growing older in my business. So my trainers are also seeing me. They are now getting, because they are all also, most of my, my team is over 10 years old with me. So they also have wives now, and they probably wives have put on weight, and they are putting on weight, and they're like, "Ye ma'am, kya kar rahi hai?" First, they used to make fun of me कि आप कुछ खाते नहीं हो, and that's the other paradox.
Yeah.
Just because I used to eat, my plate used to be clean, and you would see fish and vegetables and no bread. Way before everybody else started saying bread is bad, they used to say, "Oh, वो सारा time diet पे है." How is clean eating diet?
No.
And just
See,
how
that's
is
the problem.
And just because you are eating pizza and burger, I should say, oh, ये तो normal खाना खा रही है. Normal है जो मैं खाती हूँ.
Yeah.
आप अब normally खा रहे हो.
Yeah, exactly.
I am not on a diet.
Yeah.
You are on
You're
an
on a bad
unhealthy
diet.
Yeah, you are on a bad diet. So I have now become confident, also because they always say, you need a few years of experience in your life. In 20s, everyone is supposed to look good. Even in your 30s, everybody is supposed to look good. Now is the time when people will hopefully listen to me because I'm 47.
You don't look from 47 from
Good
any
genes
angle.
and good eating, and hopefully the not eating bread has helped.
Eating bread has helped.
Because now, okay, here's the answer. There's science.
Yeah.
Because the science is that the glycation that's happening in your body because of sugar, and sugar not coming from, oh, मैं एक चम्मच तो चीनी लेती नहीं हूँ अपनी चाय में.
People
Chini
take
from
indirect
bread,
sugar,
chini from too much fruit, chini from all the
too
things
much
that we
fruit
talked
all
were
the
good.
time. Yeah.
The glycation that is happening in the body also ages the skin, which is why skin health is now moving away from Botox and fillers, going into again skin health.
Totally.
So microneedling, that's a science which is here to stay because it's scientifically proven that it does regenerate and promote collagen and does all of that. The trauma does all of that.
Yeah.
Doctors are talking about skin health. They're talking
Yeah.
about elasticity.
Food and skin health.
Food and
exercise and skin.
It is just that.
Yeah.
So it is now we are back to what is here, which is going to stay, which is no longer a trend,
Yeah,
that nothing beats the power of food.
Nothing beats that. Yeah, really. To tell me one thing, when your clients come to you and
We
say
keep talking
pre-workout,
so much now, you can keep getting
Yeah.
me talking on this subject.
pre-workout, that's a very big question that of course people ask me and I have the answers, but I want you to tell our audience, what is a pre-workout? Should a person take something in, like should eat something before workout? Like, there's a lot of confusion.
At the risk of being trolled, but I'm going to say my experience, I don't think you need a pre-workout snack unless you are an
I agree.
athlete.
Hmm.
Unless you're an athlete and you're going in to do endurance work which lasts longer than an hour, you may probably need, even then you probably need recoveries like, maybe BCAAs and electrolytes, basic stuff. So a pre-workout, if your nutrition is good and you've timed your meals well, you really don't need it. In fact, if you're fasting, be smart. Use that to use up the
Yeah.
fat.
Yeah, stored
Be
fat.
smart.
Yeah.
Use up the stored
Yeah.
fat.
Yeah.
Certain times when you're not, listen to your body. I've always said, listen to your body. Most of my workouts have been for all my life without a pre-workout, and I've really gone in and killed it.
Yeah.
I've never felt the need to take a pre-workout.
Right.
So a pre-workout totally depends what sport you're playing. If you're going to run a 42-21, of course you need fueling.
Yeah.
Okay, because you're asking your body to do something which is beyond its capability.
Correct.
But if you're going to do an active fitness 1 hour workout, you don't need a pre-workout. Time your means well and just
agree.
go.
Yeah.
I can say, okay, if you're feeling exhausted and you've had a long day, one off, okay, you may rely on a coffee to do a pick-me-up.
Yeah.
And it works.
Hmm.
But that also not, because I've always said, listen, test your body in its true state. Why in an altered mechanics?
Exactly.
Why
Exactly.
are you testing it in its altered?
Yeah, have a banana and go to work.
What the hell?
Body is only busy burning the banana.
Exactly. So test your
Right.
body in its true strength.
Totally.
So ठीक है, छोटी मोटी coffee चाहिए because you've had a long day, you're feeling sleepy and you really want to work out and not being able to make yourself up. You have an occasional coffee.
Yeah.
Works. Should be good enough.
Right.
But otherwise no.
No. What about post workout? What is this 1 hour window of
So
protein?
post workout is the only time where I will say maybe, but that also, the bioavailability of what you eat needs to be really good. If you've done a good strength workout and your body needs recovery, where that also on strength days, I would say a protein would work, a mix of protein and carbs, or like even say, for me, a bone broth or a chicken soup just works as good as a protein shake, you know. But I have never given anybody, say, a protein shake as a pre-workout or a post-workout.
Yeah.
Never. I'll say just have it through the day.
Yeah.
So if your protein requirements are met through the day,
Yeah.
you don't need anything special.
Right.
But the post 1 hour window, there is science
There is.
that proves that in the 45-minute window, your body does need a little bit of recovery.
Hmm.
Which is why if you are relying on an external protein shake, it's a good time to have it because it's not too heavy. You can drink it and gulp it. It's bioavailable and all of that. You can have it. But you're not going to die if you don't.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. So about protein shakes, like I'm a very big believer of whey protein.
Yeah.
Very, very big
Yeah.
believer. But there are a lot of people, there are a lot of myths even amongst doctors. Like protein nahi khana chahiye. Protein leads to this. Protein leads to kidney damage. We know that it doesn't. But tell me, what kind of information is easier to give to people when it comes to protein?
I think it needs to really go the way I do it. Okay, you're talking to someone who's massive on supplements but has never had a crocine in her life.
Yeah.
So that's me.
Hmm.
And I believe that that's also what's got me this far because our life is so adulterated. Even the
Yeah.
apple that we're eating is not a clean apple.
No.
So our life is so adulterated and, we are also omitting a certain amount of food group. So, there's so much epigenetics is changing. Am I, if I use the right word?
You're using the right word, yeah.
So, all this drama is to handle this whole epigenetic change,
Right.
which is environmental stress, oxidation, all of that.
Hmm.
That's why I say I should have been a doctor. I love this subject so much.
You're close to it. Trust me. You're
No.
very close.
So, supplements are great, but nothing beats food for me. So, here's how I say it. As far as protein is concerned, you need 1 gram per kilogram of your body weight to even survive. And that's the maths that people don't even make.
No.
So, if I weigh 50 kilos, I need 50 grams of protein to even be me. If I was in a hospital and
Yeah, correct.
in a coma stage, I think they'd be dripping me that amount.
Yeah, they will be.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, Indians by default being largely vegetarian, don't make that, because dal is not a protein, guys. I mean, it is, but really it's not. I don't want to be trolled. I'll ask you.
but
It's
that is
not.
true though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I make people realize the basic maths, ki if you're eating 100 grams of chicken, it is not that you're eating 100 grams protein.
Yeah.
You're barely getting 20 grams.
Yeah.
So now you do the math. अगर एक अंडे में 4 से 5 ग्राम होते, वो भी अगर आप full egg खाओ,
Full egg.
तो कितने अंडे खाने पड़ेंगे और कितना चिकन खाना पड़ेगा to even make the 1 gram,
Yeah.
which is scientifically proven that your body needs for its basic metabolic function.
Yeah.
Now comes the plus,
Hmm.
which is if you are stressing your body in any environment, it could be running, training, exercising, working very hard, your body needs to recover. And especially when you're going to a gym to build muscle.
Hmm.
In the gym, you're not building muscle, you're tearing them. You're traumatizing them.
Yeah.
The only way it will build is if you give it muscle food, and the only food that helps repair is protein.
Yeah.
So we are doing calculations of 1.2 plus plus. If you ask me, I have almost 1.5 grams of protein per kilogram of my body weight. So I'm trying to aim to at least 75 grams a day. So now it's impossible to get it.
Yeah. It's very difficult, but
I will have to eat such large quantities of
Yeah.
food. And at the same time, there's so much science now. I want to keep my blood sugar stable. So I don't want to keep eating all the time. There's that whole science. I want to stay in the fasting zone.
then
How am I doing?
every 2 hours.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
out. So I have to rely on a protein shake. Now, whether you do a whey protein or you do a plant protein, that's up to you. The dermatologists are the only guys who don't like whey.
The whey protein, yeah.
Otherwise, I don't think people have an issue with it.
No.
What people are having an issue with is what is in the whey. Clean. We are all trying to
It's
find
a
cleaners.
isolate or
Yeah.
hydrolyze.
We are just trying to find cleaner sources, so there's no extra preservative stuff that we need to have.
Yeah.
Because we are eating out of bottle saying it's clean and then loading shit. It's like people pick out all the
Yeah.
gluten-free foods, but they're eating guar gum and they're eating
Tapioca
soy
and
lettuce
potato starch.
potato starch and tapioca starch. I mean, I'd rather you eat than the roti.
Yeah, then you might as
You
well
might
eat
as well eat the khapli aate ki
khapli
roti.
aate ki roti. Correct.
So what people are not liking is what is in the bottle. And as long as you're getting a clean source,
Yeah.
अपने घर में वे निकाल के पी लो यार, पनीर का छाना,
I know.
वो भी वे है, but ठीक है, if you can gut
Yeah.
that, pee lo, that's
Yeah.
also fine.
Yeah.
So I think what I feel is people are trying to find just cleaner sources of protein
Yeah, that's
in the bottle, like what's behind the package. Like when I started, there was this health industry didn't exist. Now in the middle, it became very crowded because people started saying package में खाना कर लो, non-fat ये कर लो, non-fat. Now it's changed again.
fat is
It's
back.
become it's become what is behind the packet.
Yeah, definitely. More ingredients, more you don't want to have.
And especially there's the article that we're reading, and if you can't pronounce it, you can't eat it.
Yeah, I agree with that. There's so
So I
many
think people are just
ingredients.
finding it. So I don't think anybody is against a whey protein or a plant protein.
No, people are not against.
Only the
but I
skin
think
doctors
there's a
are.
myth. There's a myth also. In general population, when they come, they say kidney pe asar padega. Then there is some random article will come in the newspaper saying a protein is bad and somebody died of that, and
Because they are listening to that half-baked information.
exactly.
If obviously your uric acids are high, your doctor may say अभी थोड़ी दिन hold कर लो. वो
Yeah,
भी
yeah.
very specific
और
types of
वो
protein.
हाँ, वो भी uric acid में भी you have to understand.
टमाटर भी नहीं खा सकते.
There are people who are coming with uric acid and they're actually eating more glucose and fructose. They're not even drinking. They're not having red meat, but they still have a high uric acid. So
What I have done by default for the last 15 years, which now I can openly say, people used to mock me for not eating bread and roti and all of that. And I don't know how I started. I started because when I think I was 22, 23, I suffered from a hormonal issue, which no doctor could figure out. That's how I actually got into the nutrition side of fitness. Because I was personally suffering from a hormone. I had fibrocystic breasts and it was just the most painful thing ever. I would be crying for 20 days of my cycle and nobody could figure out.
fucking horrible.
And I went from doctor to doctor to doctor to doctor. And finally, I stumbled across this homeopath. And in his own limited, I don't think it was limited knowledge. He, by the way, still looks great, Dr. Johal.
Okay.
He
really?
still looks like
Yeah?
he's stuck in a time capsule. He was the first person who said, roti or bread khana chhod do. And I was just like, really? And that time people didn't even know what is gluten ki allergy kya hoti hai and all. That's when I said, I was so desperate. And I said, chal let me try this also.
Yeah.
And the moment I left it, it just started clearing out this hormonal thing that nobody could figure out for me.
Imagine.
And people were putting me on diuretics and this and that. Obviously, the water was retaining from somewhere. instead of putting me on
You
diuretics,
could have just
you
taken
could
me
have
off
just taken me
carbs.
off the carbs, right?
Yeah.
That's when it started for me. And today I'm 47. And then I read a book by this guy called Patrick Holford when I was 22. And I don't know what the book is. Optimum Nutrition, I
I
shared
think so.
that book
Yeah,
with
yeah,
you.
yeah. You have.
And he was so ahead of his time that I remember eating quinoa and sourcing quinoa when I was 20 years ago. When my husband would
Imagine.
travel, we would get quinoa back in my house. Everybody would laugh
Correct.
at me and say, "Kuch khana nahi khati. What is she
Huh,
doing?"
huh.
And not to say that quinoa is for everyone and you
Yeah,
need to have
yeah.
it, but I was trying to find what I could eat otherwise, right?
Right, right.
So I think now that I'm 47, I can openly talk about that a lot of the fact that maybe people say that I look young could be because A, genetics, of course. My mom looked very young. But B, because I didn't glycate as much as most
Yeah,
people did.
grains is toxic, right? Yeah.
I didn't do that glycation as much as most people
Yeah,
did. And
yeah.
hopefully that will help me in my perimenopausal journey also. I'm
Of
hoping.
course, yeah.
you know.
I've seen your blood reports.
Yeah.
They're pretty good. Yeah. No,
You
I
know,
remember.
You guys don't know this about me. Every time I want to do something new, I keep calling her and saying, "Will you entertain me?" Like I'm telling you,
Yeah.
Doc entertained me with IV drips way before the pandemic.
Yeah, yeah.
I used to hide and do them with her. And the only reason I did them with her was because she was a doctor and I felt safe. Remember we did glutathione, vitamin C, B12. कितने अच्छे बाल हो गए थे.
Uh-huh.
And that I did because of my hair,
Yeah.
And I feel today my hair has never been great, but it's the best it's ever been.
That's what you wanted,
Yeah.
right?
It's there's certain genetics that I can't fight.
Hmm.
But it's the best it's ever been, and I've been dripping with you and safely and for so many years now.
Yeah. Well,
Which now people are doing for advanced optimization, but
still not out
Not the
there.
way we are doing
No,
it.
not the way. They still feel that you should be doing a little more. They're conservative.
yeah,
Yeah, IV drips are still conservative in the minds of people.
that's also
Um,
because a lot of time. So here's my issue with IVs. I do think you need a doctor to have a look at your blood report before they administer what they need to.
Yeah, there's
And
some
I think
usual
that's the
ones.
misuse that's happening, that people just walk into an aesthetic clinic and say, "Zara radiance drip de do, ye drip de do, wo drip de do."
Yeah, yeah.
At the
Just
end of the day,
very, very true. Like yesterday, I had somebody give me a Derma Glow. Okay, we do have a drip called Derma Glow, but do you even know what is in there? Like, they've had something from somewhere else and like being taken for so long. And then I said, but your skin's not glowing. You've been taking glutathione every week. But what they were doing was the mistake of mixing glutathione with NAC and with C and
so
yeah.
sometimes you need to really do the basic stuff. Like so
Yeah.
many times I've walked into your scene and just say, "Give me gluta," which I'm going to do today also.
Yeah.
Because if you see the back of every drip,
Yeah.
leave alone NAD, but if you see the back of every drip, glutathione is the hero ingredient in every drip.
Correct.
Except barring the Myers and all, but every कोई भी gluta glow ले लो या glow drip ले लो या
Gluta works for so many things.
या
no?
hangover
That's
drip
why,
ले लो, उसका बेन तो glutathione ही है.
Yeah. Mostly.
Yeah.
Mostly. Yeah. But
You should
I
actually, since you're doing glutathione, you should actually tell the viewers what is glutathione.
Glutathione.
And does it really have any side effects?
No.
Yeah.
There is glutathione. I think there is never enough glutathione in our body. So we can do as much as we want, to be
Yeah.
honest, because
Yeah.
we're using it every second. And if you're on a painkiller, if you're exercising, and if you're drinking, these three things warrant the use of glutathione like weekly, maybe 1200 minimum, 1200
Yeah.
minimum.
Yeah.
Like, because oral one is not as absorbable, it's not as bioavailable. We do have liposomal glutathione supplements, but not so great. I mean, if it comes to really
Yeah.
changing your
And there are no side effects. It's
No,
it's
there's no
such a
side
high
effects.
antioxidant, such great, so much. It's so good for the
Yeah.
liver.
It is actually every cell uses glutathione for
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. It
So,
really does.
Yeah. So then we deplete it very fast. We deplete
I-
it like we are probably
I
talking
think
right
my
now.
gluta
we're
has helped me
depleting.
with my immunity a lot.
Yeah, it
Hair,
does.
immunity.
Yeah. Hair, immunity, nails, liver, and glow.
Yeah.
I think
Glow is a
yeah.
side effect of it.
Glow is a side effect which became the
Which
mainstream.
became the mainstream.
Yeah.
Actually, gluta was, if you read about it, glutathione was for liver regeneration.
Yeah.
The side effect was that your skin, now it's, people are saying, "Oh, glow ke liye glutathione kar do,"
And वो भी
and given it a bad name. It's not. It's actually such a great.
fairness के लिए
Yeah.
they start thinking it's being
It's
used.
actually not for fairness. It's just that your skin is not. it's not,
it gets less pigmented because of the toxins getting away
and
from,
helps with
yeah.
oxidization ना, environmental damage and all of that, जो अंदर से हो रहा है actually,
हाँ.
बाहर से नहीं हो रहा है
Yeah,
कुछ.
अंदर से हो रहा है ना, cellular damage is what is
And
being.
also personally, the reason I like doing IVs is because it's a dose and I don't have to do so many vitamin
Yeah.
pills and put plastic in my body. That's one. Because that's another problem I have with the, I hope that plastics, like nobody's done research yet. Ki pills ke and I know in 5
Is
years,
the gelatin
yeah,
on, yeah.
I know 5 years from now they will come up with something to do with that, hence
Yeah.
the liposomal stuff and all.
Yeah.
But we are putting a lot of plastic in our body when I pop in so many pills, you know.
Yeah.
I can see. So
Yeah.
certain things I know IVs are better because it's just also bioavailably, you know, much better. And certain things like a vitamin D and all I'll have as a pill, you know, the basic stuff. But in terms of a drip, when you have it, why wouldn't you take it?
Yeah.
So easy.
Yeah, you have to. Drips are the easiest form of.
And like with every
Repleting.
other thing, you can always leave it for a few months, come back to it.
There's no rule.
There's no rule.
There's no rule. I mean, you just have to understand the osmolarity, and then make a concoction.
Yeah.
And then
It's like people ask me, अगर हम जिम छोड़ेंगे तो मोटे नहीं हो जाएंगे?
तो छोड़ना ही क्यों है?
इतना dumb question लगता है मुझे, इसलिए मैं जिम नहीं करती. I'm like, excuse me, आपको छोड़ना क्यों है?
छोड़ना क्यों है? जिम तो लाइफस्टाइल है.
It's a lifestyle.
Lot of people are. You're right. Like about the diet, eating clean is
ये
becomes
छोड़
a
देंगे
diet.
like everyone for Ozempic. Like okay, I'm going off topic. I know.
No, it's okay.
But I know this, like I'm such a big, I won't say advocator, but I'm such a big because I don't want to use the word advocate and be trolled, but I think Ozempic has been a game changer for so many people. And you know, for people saying, oh my god, Ozempic is so bad and she's taking Ozempic and she's not telling everybody, taking Ozempic is no shortcut. People are working very hard, those guys who are on Ozempic, and Ozempic
and it's not a magic wand at all.
And firstly, Ozempic was for people who were not clinically obese and were not for bariatric. They were for people who had 35-40% BMI, who were struggling to lose weight and always struggled oscillating between 4 kilos, 5 kilos. I have so many friends of mine who've taken the semaglutide drugs and finally are so motivated because they were always working out. They were always doing they were doing a few normal things in life which everybody does.
Yeah.
But the semaglutides have really helped
They've changed
them.
the whole obesity and health.
And they, in fact, are benefiting more from whatever side effects they may be. And those are also, you just need to do them under a endocrinologist or doctor.
Yeah.
You know, the whole world is like, oh, she's lost weight on Ozempic. Yeah, so?
But no, you have to work hard.
Like, well, you know how, I have seen friends of mine who used to eat so late at night. Today I'm partying with the same friends. They don't even pick up a strawberry. That's how motivated they are. They are looking so good. They've lost 5, 7, 10 kilos. They are working out. And because with semaglutides, you need to look after your muscle mass. They put themselves in the gym. They're weight training.
That is a responsible way to take
They are
Ozempic,
doing so well.
Yeah.
You know,
they are.
so
and low dose Ozempic has become like, I think it's going to be a trend for
it's going to become like an
it's a
anti-aging
scientific
drug,
thing,
like
which is it is going to be because see, it's benefiting people with rheumatoid arthritis really a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a few patients of RA on Ozempic and they are just doing so well.
Because I guess when you manage the blood sugars and insulin spikes, you're also removing so much of the inflammation.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. Huh?
So what is a scientifically proven, and now you have to correct me when I'm wrong, which is why I love talking to you, is this. Sugar, insulin spikes, whether it's coming from fruit or honey or jaggery or whatever, the body doesn't know where it's coming from. Your insulin spike will be exactly the same, except that it might be a little slower because you have some fiber coated, with fruit and all. But spikes utne hi hote hain. Body doesn't know where it's getting its sugar from.
वो तो ग्लूकोज मॉलिक्यूल को देख रहा है
बस
वो जैगरी से आ रहा है, नेचुरल उससे आ रहा है, नेचुरल बॉडी
So as long as you're stabilizing and managing your blood sugar levels, I think your inflammation is at an all-time low. Autoimmune, it works with so much. It works with cancer. It works with weight loss. It works with so many things, which is why I feel
absolutely
food is medicine. And nothing can beat food, not even 1 hour in the gym. It just cannot.
I totally agree with you. But I also have patients who will go to the gym for an hour and then whole day they're just sedentary in one place. It just backfires, no? Like,
That's why I say gym is training. It's a training environment for which you just need to go for half an hour, 40 minutes. It's a great workout. It's a training environment where you
Yeah.
go to build muscle, improve your mobility, strength, but you need to stay active through the day.
so a
So,
lot of people don't even a lot of women I know have never lifted a dumbbell in their lives. I don't understand why.
but also it's a lot to do with us women being. I'll tell you a funny story in my own journey. For women, other women are never good enough. Either you're too thin or you're too fat.
Yeah.
Or she's too muscular, or she goes to the gym but she has no muscle to show for it.
Mhm.
I've had in the same body type some person commenting, oh my god, she's too muscular for my liking.
Mhm.
While a guy telling me, oh, you go to the gym but you're not muscular enough. While someone saying, oh my god, you're too thin, in the same weight range and the same body composition. I've had all these. So to a normal person who says, I don't care, a flying F,
Mhm.
or what you say, it can be really daunting कि यार मैं क्या aesthetic बनाऊं, muscular बनाऊं कि ना muscular बनाऊं कि
हाँ.
पतली हो कि मोटी हो. It's very confusing.
It is very confusing, no doubt.
So even today, aesthetics unfortunately is still the main driver of
It is.
anything wellness.
It is definitely. It is. If you don't look good, then you are not. Even in front of a mirror, if you stand and you say,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm not looking the way I should," you're self-critical first.
Yeah.
You're the own critic first of all,
Yeah.
right? We are own critics. I mean, oh, यहाँ से निकल रहा है थोड़ा यहाँ से, like you're. So no, but still, women are not motivated. No, one, they've never been sports people.
Yeah.
Lot of them.
Yeah.
Lot of Indian
Yeah.
people, I'll tell you, no sports
Yeah.
background.
Yeah.
Not even, and then if I tell them go hit the gym, अरे अब तुम्हें 50 की हो गई, अब क्या है जिम विम, 50 पे तो begin है, like this is where
वही
it
तो
should
हो गया है
begin.
ना. We are all living at least till we are 80, unless unfortunately
Yeah.
we have something that strikes us.
Yeah,
And like people say, "Arey," and these are the things which I'm actually really enjoying this podcast, because people say these things to me. "Arey, I know people जो भागते भागते मर गए हैं,
हाँ,
and I know people जो drink करते करते 100 साल जी रहे हैं." अब this is the
that is
answer.
such a wrong narrative.
That, like, look, my thing is, obviously it's the same thing saying that you can be hit by a car on the road, so
Yeah.
then stop walking on the road.
Yeah. True.
It's the same. Why would I not, knowing that I know so much, why would I not at least try and be 80% of what I know?
Correct.
20%, have your drink, eat a pizza, whatever you like,
Yeah.
but at least 80% do, na? Because no aesthetic clinic is going to make you look any younger.
No.
I mean, skin
no
health.
inch loss machine can take off your actual inches if you don't work out.
A lot of my stuff with a lot of aesthetic clinics that I've worked with, and they're like, oh my god, can you send us patients? I'm like, listen, first you have to change the narrative. You have to say it will only work
Enhance.
if you are on a correct nutrition plan. But to say, oh, you need 18 sessions of XYZ, no. It's not going to work.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
And
it's not a good thing
even
to do.
stuff like Cool Sculpt and all, they work. But they are more for people like me who work out, who train,
The
who
normal
this,
BMI.
and normal BMI. And then I may have some body fat which is stubborn, and then I deserve to do a Cool
Yeah,
Sculpt.
correct.
Because my body will also then lymphatically drain it out because I am exercising.
Correct.
People need to stop selling the shortcuts of life.
Yeah.
Anything that's a shortcut, it's not there. It's not going to happen.
So, you know what? Why they sell also is because people are looking for shortcuts. People want,
Yeah.
I can't. So, let's say a big guy with big pot belly walks in and give me those fat dissolving shots. I tell them, how many can I give you?
Yeah.
Like, you got to go somewhere and start somewhere
Yeah.
and then come back to me after you've lost 15
Yeah.
kgs and then I'll do the shots. But you're like, how can you?
Exactly.
What area will you cover? And same with liposuction, right?
I would say aesthetically, if you're working out and you're doing really well in your body, and you can, and there's so many friends of mine who work out, they eat clean, and they have trouble spots, then I'm like, dude, go for it.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you're working so hard, and if it's demotivating you,
Hmm.
you've earned it.
Correct.
Then go
Absolutely.
for it.
Yeah.
But not to people who are sitting and eating chips and this and that and drinking 5 drinks a day. You don't
Did
deserve
you
it.
see? Did you see Urfi Javel?
Yes.
So she was once. I saw a thing in her podcast saying that मैं पागल हूँ कि मैं इतना workout करती हूँ. People are lazy, and that bothered me a little bit because I'll tell you, you must be coming
Yeah.
across those people. Like they just don't have the motivation.
They
right?
don't.
It's so difficult
It's
to
very
motivate
difficult.
people to like.
But now it's also a do or die situation.
Yeah.
You have to work out.
You have
Even my didis and bhaiyas have figured it out. So वो भी मैं देखती हूँ walk पे जाते हैं और अपने in their own, they are not exposed to this exercising world, but they exercise all the time.
yeah.
But my didis also see my weights lying around and I see them pick it up and do, because they're all becoming older.
Yeah,
And I've taught them 5-6 exercises saying यही करो. And some one of my didis was like मैं suitcase नहीं उठाऊंगी. I said उठाना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि अगर नहीं उठाओगे
वो मेरी कमर
तो
में दर्द है।
बूढ़े हो जाओगे और मैं फिर look after नहीं करूंगी.
Right.
So I think now training, not movement to be confused with, and just movement, training, eating correct has become a very big part of our way of life.
Would you
And
say training?
sooner or later, people will have to, maybe not today, but I see it in the next, not even 6 months.
Yeah.
My gym memberships are at an all-time high.
Really? Very
Yeah.
good. That's very good. No?
Because people think that जिम में पैसे देके और जाने से हम फिट हो जाएंगे, वो चलो बाद में रियलाइजेशन आ जाएगी, but at least gym तो पहुंच गए.
Yeah, at least they join it, and at least they.
Yeah.
So once you enter the gym, you
Yeah.
want to work out. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes you look at other people. Oh God, he's doing this, she's doing that. Okay, I'll also,
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Tell me one thing. Muscle training we all know is great, right? So, what is your advice to people who don't muscle train? Like, how should they start?
I know a lot of people who, especially women, who are shy because aesthetically they want to be looking a certain way, which, by the way, now at the cost of being trolled, which in certain programs of training I get. When you're training for a lot of hypertrophy, even though our trainers will say, and I've always fought for women on this front and with my trainers also, when when girls come in and say, oh, I'm feeling bulky from a certain area and I need to cut it down, and trainers like, no, you don't have enough testosterone to become bulky. That's not true. The thing is that even as a woman, certain parts of my body are more with fast twitch fibers. So if I do stuff which is plyometrics, or if I do certain stuff, a certain amount of weight with lesser repetition, because I have more power and fast twitch fibers, those areas of my body can look to put on more size. So while I'm building muscle, I'm also putting on a little bit of size. It happens.
It will happen. Yeah.
So that's when the personal training comes in. To understand that, look, it's not going to happen to everyone. You just need to be smart about your training. Nobody's asking you to lift 100 kilos. Lift functionally what you would lift. Suitcase to uthana hai na. Let's just assume a belt, a suitcase is 25 kilos. Yeah. So let's aim that the maximum that you should lift is at least basic use, not maximum. I'm going to correct that again. The basic that you should be able to lift is 25
kgs. So
let's train for that.
What do you think about, like, a lot of trainers I've seen pushing a client like, karo, burpees karo, ye karo, and those kind of people come to me and say, hum itna workout karte hain, phir bhi nothing happens to us.
Firstly, I feel there is no power like form. If your form is on point, you can get the same benefit of doing 5 burpees and doing 20. Okay, that's one. 2, a lot of HIIT, high intensity interval training, which is like a format which would be like a boot camp style. Where your heart rate is at going up to 180, 190, and then again dropping to recovery and all. It's very stressful for the body.
Yeah.
So HIIT has a lot of place in my heart for training. But again, for me, I would do it 1 in 6 sessions because I want to challenge my heart. But that now again, I only need a maximum a 20-minute session of an HIIT session. A whole session cannot be 1 hour. Because when you are stressing your body so much, what people don't realize, when you're going longer than that, you can't be doing HIIT 6 days a week. What people had realized what they were doing during the pandemic. Every single workout online was a boot camp style workout.
Yeah.
Boot camp.
Yeah.
Heart rate crazy. But that causes so much inflammation in the body.
Yeah. Imagine.
So much inflammation.
We've talked about this inflammation part.
It's cortisol is good.
Yeah.
But excessive cortisol is not good.
Yeah.
It causes so much inflammation in the body. There's just so much lactic acid that's produced. You have to give it time to get it out of the system. Your body needs to be trained enough to dispose that lactic acid. That's why I say, listen, as a trainer, I may be a trainer to you, but there is a lot of science behind programming and studying and muscles and anatomy and all of that, right? So the reason why, because everyone's trying to go into a gym and kill every workout.
Yeah, that's true. Especially the trainers. I don't feel that trainers are up to the mark.
I've always told my trainers, please stop a workout when they still have energy. Let them leave the workout feeling exhilarated and recovered.
Yeah.
Once in a
Not
while,
like,
you want to, once in a while, when you want to break someone's plateau and you want to check their fitness,
yeah,
break it once in a while.
yeah.
But otherwise, every session needs to be very well programmed that when you leave from it, the progressive overload needs to be very scientifically done. You
Yeah.
can't go from 5 kilos to 10 kilos. You can only progress by 2.5% every time, maximum 5% every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So you can't just say अब 5 से मैंने 10 कर दिया. No, you may be able to do it. But if you're not, and that's when the injuries happen. The same workout, when you're not well rested, well slept, can cause you an injury because it's that one faulty rep which you could have lifted even 5 days ago.
Yeah.
But it's that one faulty rep which is on a non-recovered body or a badly progressed workout that can totally keep you out of the gym for months.
That is true. And then your all effort is wasted, right? And then you
And
start
at
from
the
scratch.
end of the day, who are you? Listen, okay, even personally, this is my commitment to myself. I am not, because of the industry that I am in, I'm sure people have a lot of eyeballs on me in terms of, oh, like I said, I can never be too thin or too fat or too muscular or too little.
Yeah, yeah.
People always watch me with that critical eye that, you know, oh, she's working hard, but she's not looking muscular today. Oh, she's working hard, but I think she's put on 1 kilo. You know, I'm also a woman and I also have my life cycle of a woman and pregnancy and all. So I've promised myself this. And I'm not competing with anybody.
And the
but me.
PMS also has its own.
Yeah, I also have my good days and bad days, and I'm not competing with anybody today. I'm not competing with the 20-year-olds in their new fitness regime, and I'm not competing with anybody. I've promised myself that I want to stay fit, and I want to be able to be lifting my suitcase off my belt. I don't need to do a 40-inch box
Carry
jump.
your grocery bags yourself.
I don't need to do a 40-inch box jump, but at the same time, I want to be that person who's last man standing in a gym without getting injured. So if today some of my trainers come and say, "Ma'am, kar lo, aap to ye kar loge." Earlier Samaya would have said, yeah,
let's do it.
Let's do it. Now I'm like, yeah, nahi, maine warm up nahi kiya hai, main nahi kar rahi. You know, I'll train for it. And then I'll come and do it. I'm just not going to do it as a one-off.
Yeah.
I will train for it and then I will do it. Earlier me, I would have said, yeah, let me give it to me. Let me see what I can do.
Yeah.
Now there are more no's than yeses.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I'm not warmed up.
You always say less is more.
Less is more. I said, I'm not warmed up.
Yeah.
And for this particular move, I will train for it and then I will show you how I do it. Yeah. So, you know, I've also changed a lot and become confident in my voice.
Workout that you do. One thing you injured your foot and you were still doing the legs on the wall and doing something. Huh?
Because I was just like, training nahi chodungi. I'll navigate my way around it.
All those endorphins also want to make you do it.
So I figured it out. In fact, I've worked on a lot of things that I would have probably ignored otherwise.
Yeah.
So because I can do it. So I've also had a lot of fun. But it's also taken me out of my zone 2 cardio, which I'm really missing.
Because you're not running.
Not doing any
major cardiovascular.
Slow, steady, yeah. Okay. I'm missing that LSD.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's therapeutic.
It is actually. That is true. Pot reduction is a very big issue. Like, you know, we've talked about this before on many channels, actually. Spot reduction doesn't happen. We know that. What do you want to tell the viewers? Like, why am I saying can't happen?
You know, the body is very horrible.
It
will make you it'll make you put on weight first from the worst point of your life.
Yes.
And it'll make you lose weight last from that point in your life.
Yes, true.
Nobody can control the overall fat loss at all. Hence, people are like, oh my God, you know, Ozempic is giving everybody the Ozempic face. Hell yes, if you're losing 30 kilos, kahin se to jayega wo yaar.
Muscle se jayega aur
but the benefit of losing 30 kilos outweigh your face, and that you can, you know, once it stabilizes, you can figure it out. You can do microneedling and you can do lots of things.
Yeah, you can do.
You know, but losing weight and being closer to your weight range is so much more beneficial than being overweight. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm always defending the people who are on semaglutide. It's really funny, but
no, it's okay. I do that too.
Yeah, you know, and I think it's so great. But anyway, not digressing on the topic that. So aesthetically, we cannot decide where we want to lose weight, but we can make it aesthetically appear to look a little better. So supposing I put on weight more on my outer thighs first. So I do make sure that I'm doing enough glutes. So at least it remains muscular and, you know, I have good functionality. So I can try that at least visually, it's not, doesn't lack muscle tone.
Yeah, correct.
So even if it is a point where I may not like it, but as long as it has muscle tone, I'm fine with it. So
Hmm.
aesthetically, instead of having it look like lack of muscle tone and hanging,
Hmm.
it will by default look like it's an inch or two lesser if
Hmm.
it's toned and muscular.
Correct. I remember we were talking, remember, with the physiotherapist,
Yeah.
how the glutes don't fire for some people.
Yeah.
Like for me,
Yeah.
I had to learn how to
Yeah.
fire them, you know? So that is something I think you
So
do
I think
with
the
your...
biggest trend which is here to stay is glutes and core.
Hmm.
You need to know how to activate your core, and by that I do not mean endless crunches. It's actually
Yeah,
the
yeah.
most
I came to know how
boring,
to activate
slowest
core.
thing that you need to do. You don't even need a gym. You need to literally lie down with yourself and learn how to breathe. So I think core is the most important,
Hmm.
and the ability for your body to learn how to fire their glutes is more important,
Oh
because
my God, yeah.
all injuries stem from the fact that you don't know how to hinge correctly. So if you need to do a deadlift, you need to know how to hinge. And hinging can only happen if your core is firing, if your glutes know how to work. So, like deadlift, which is the most injury prone exercise in a gym, it's actually got nothing to do with the back.
Hmm.
If you understand the
Core.
anatomy of why we do a deadlift,
Hmm.
it is actually for glutes. It's a compound exercise for
For
glutes.
glutes. Okay.
It has got nothing to do with the back.
Hmm.
But why are most of the injuries of the back caused by a deadlift?
Hmm.
Because people don't know how to hinge.
Hmm.
They don't know how to activate their
You
glutes
also
and their
talked about ankle strength being an important.
every body ka strength, finger, tips
Hmm.
of your finger, toes. In my rehab journey, I had a little bit of an injury when I had my first baby, and when misdiagnosed. Long story short, I had my own little journey of rehabilitation, and in that journey, I learned that even how my little toe behaves, it's so important. And which is, I think, why I say to everybody, I think I'm the fittest I've ever been at 47. So with each month,
That's good.
I'm
Very good.
becoming fitter because I'm learning how to recruit my muscles to the
Yeah,
optimal.
I didn't know that. I didn't know how to
तो मैं तो
recruit the
5
small muscles.
मैं तो 5 rep करके 50 reps की benefit लेके आ जाती हूँ.
हाँ, I remember the
So I
core,
have no
core
extra,
strengthening.
so I have no extra cortisol. I have no extra faltu ka running. I go in, my training doesn't last more than 30 minutes ever.
Hmm.
I spend time in my walking
Hmm.
and my zone 2,
Hmm.
but training not more than 30 minutes. I divide my training in such an intelligent way. I periodize and prioritize my training in such a way that I'm doing strength, I'm doing HIIT, but no workout of mine is, I don't think it's longer than 30-35 minutes.
Actually, it shouldn't be also, right?
My training is not more than 30-35 minutes. My zone 2 is 45 minutes, an hour.
Hmm.
So,
if you're-
so many times I'm like, oh my God, you exercise so much, you do that and that. I'm like, yeah, that is not counted.
Nah, zone 2 is not
Zone 2
counted.
is not counted.
Hmm.
Training is, you ask me now.
Training. So if someone in averagely would spend some time in the gym, training would be half an hour in and out, and then
40 minutes
and
stop.
then 40 minutes stop, and then do the zone 2 whenever.
And some days, because of pollution in Delhi especially, I don't know the rest of the world, but if you don't have pollution as an issue in your weather, I would say do your zone 2 outdoors, because
Outdoors,
that has
yeah.
own
You
benefits.
you go a lot
I
out,
do,
I know.
but people told me also pollution and all of that, but I
No,
don't
but I remember that using my small muscles of my foot
Yeah.
have actually healed it so much that now I can actually walk or run.
Yeah.
I
It's
didn't know that you
very
could
important.
exercise the small muscles,
It's too important.
right? Even
Yeah.
like this.
Even
We
this.
don't
Just
do
curling
that.
your toes.
Yeah, my God. Yeah, just curling your
Yeah,
toes
just curling
and
your toes.
doing. I have learned that anyway. That's
So अगर
thanks to
zone 2
you.
के लिए जिम जाना पड़े, because
Hmm.
बाहर नहीं जा सकते है pollution, तो zone 2 के days should be separate. ये नहीं कि on your training days you're wasting
Doing a,
you're
one
wasting
hour
one,
doing just
you're
zone 2.
you're saying that, oh, I was 30 minutes on the treadmill and I didn't train.
Hmm.
Each of them have a very different role to play.
Got it.
So you need to think, and training 3 times a week is good enough.
Good enough, right?
Yeah, training
So what is
3 to
this,
4 max.
What is the 7-minute workout thingy?
HIIT heart.
हाँ, HIIT कर लो. Right. Okay. So shortcuts हैं ये छोटे.
जब टाइम नहीं है तो HIIT करो, उस दिन तुम्हारी HIIT खत्म हो जाती है. You want to train your heart, so you don't, like so many times when I have just 20 minutes in the gym, I catch hold of one of my trainers and I'm like, मेरे को HIIT करना है. And that's the day I use my HIIT.
Very nice.
Finished.
HIIT, actually, the moment you
It's
do
great.
it just, it gives you a benefit right.
And that's a really good
Same
way to
thing.
get a lower heart rate, by the way. Zone 2. Zone 2 nahi, HIIT.
HIIT, yeah.
So you must have HIIT in your life, but not all workouts can be HIIT.
Yeah. What do you think of VO2 max? It's probably been the
A
last
very good depictor of your cardiovascular health.
Do you do that in your gym?
So we don't have the testing. I wish we do. You get the testing, but yeah, we do.
Yeah. I was planning to bring the VO2 max, get the
Because
whole
I know
thing.
the training, the endurance running community uses it a lot, and even the recreational athletes are going into VO2 max testing because people have become quite educated now.
Yeah.
Even the recreational athletes are as good as athletes. They know how to eat, they know how
Yeah.
to train, they know how to sleep, they know how to wear their shoes, what shoes to
Hmm.
buy, what gear to buy, all
Yeah,
of
yeah,
that.
very true.
So
Different shoes for different activities.
now
right?
everybody knows. Now, the intelligent people are making use of all this knowledge.
I think people are looking at Instagram a lot for a lot of knowledge, and sometimes it
But-
can be very
Yeah,
hard to
but
distinguish. Some people
that's why
give.
you need
I
professional
see
help.
semaglutide advice from non-doctors and, of course, only influencers giving some. Oh, it makes you blind. Oh, it does this. Like
It's just that again you have to sift through the noise.
Yeah.
You need a professional
that's
to
exactly
decode.
why I'm doing this podcast.
Yeah,
We need
you
to,
need a professional
sift.
to decode code. Like people come and say, oh, I'm sure people come and ask you, "Kya intermittent fasting? What should I do?" This and now it's become overwhelming.
Correct.
So it's our time to really help people who want the help, to make them use this
Yeah.
knowledge to benefit themselves. Even all this advanced optimization for which I come to you for, which is to get my IVs, or if I want to do red light. Now अब एक बार ही red light करोगे तो कुछ तो नहीं
कुछ
होगा
नहीं
ना.
होगा ना, फिर you have to do it repeatedly.
It's like eating. So you figure out a way where you can adopt these activities, maybe buy a
Buy
face
a red light,
or just
yeah,
panel.
yeah.
The stuff that you need. IVs, of course, you can go to someone, but at least. So in our gyms now, we are trying to, the new ones that I built, sauna and red light are a part of the offering.
Very good.
It
Very
has to
nice.
be.
Yeah.
Chill pool, sauna and red light are part of the offering because only, because I've seen a lot of the standalone clinics sell it separately, but uski usage hoti nahi hai zyada because I don't want to drive all the way. But there is the
Yeah,
gym.
we don't have usage here.
Yeah,
no.
at least the gym you're coming every day. So one day you'll say, okay, let me spend 10 minutes in a red light.
Yeah.
Because I'm anyway going to go into the changing room.
Yeah.
Okay, let me go into a chill pool. Because
Yeah.
it's there, you'll do it.
Yeah.
But you're not going to drive anywhere to do
Yeah.
it.
What's your take on, like, quickly? I want to ask you about this cold, dips. Of course,
The Chinese women
cryo
don't do
sauna.
it
They don't do it. Why not?
because the Chinese women think that it ages them.
It does age you, right? It
No,
it
I'm not
de-ages
saying-
the cells.
So I'll tell you, here's the plan.
De-ages the cells.
I'll tell you how I'm sifting this noise for myself.
Hmm.
And I'm also reading a lot. I ask for your help and all. So as long as, so I try and do a cold plunge 2 or 3 times a month.
Hmm.
And I don't do longer than 3 minutes. I'm not getting into the rat race of 7 minutes mental
Oh, no,
testing.
no, no,
Not
no,
at
no.
all.
No.
If I can comfortably stay in there for
I can
3
do 30 seconds only.
So my goal is, if every
Hmm.
time I go, if I
Hmm.
can comfortably stay in there for anywhere between 2 to 3 minutes, I'm gold.
Yeah.
So I don't do it often. I do it
Yeah.
2-3 times a month.
Hmm.
2 for sure.
Hmm.
Sauna also twice a month.
Hmm.
But there are a lot of benefits. I know if people have issues,
Hmm.
if you have
I
inflammation.
do more frequent
Yeah,
saunas.
if people have inflammation,
Yeah.
and maybe when I get perimenopausal, right now I'm feeling
yeah.
good, so this
Hmm.
protocol is working for me. Sauna, actually, I would say more than cold baths,
Yeah.
because sauna, more than steam, really does detoxify you. So I that's why I say when they ask me, when I drink, what do I do next day? I say electrolytes पियो और sauna के
में
अंदर
बैठ
बैठ
जाओ. True.
because वो जो toxins निकलेंगे.
Yeah. Even after a legs day, I find sauna to be very
so
useful.
sauna, so cold bath, this is my take on a cold bath. I'm not playing the games of 7 minutes, 11 minutes, not at all, not required.
Yeah.
Sometimes in the winter, this winter I've not even gone for ice bath. I've actually done contrast showers in my shower.
Okay.
On 30 seconds off, 30 seconds on, full blast. It's cold only.
Yeah, it
stand
is
and then-
very
yeah,
cold.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I've done that, and 2-3 times a week. Otherwise, my here to stay are red light and sauna.
Yeah. And
My
panels
two-
can be
yeah,
bought, right?
Yeah. So
you
my
can use
the ones that I
panel, yeah.
really use are red light
Hmm.
and sauna.
Yeah, they're good. Like
Yeah.
steam, I find it a little
And
more.
the ice bath is for me to test myself.
It's like testing.
But 3 minutes.
Yeah. I've never gone more than 30 seconds. I can't.
It's a build up.
Yeah.
And the 3 minutes is mental. Once you get numb,
Uh-huh.
you probably give up when you're feeling the chills.
Oh my God.
No.
I find it
There
so
will be a
difficult.
point where you will become numb.
I think I'll go on a day when I've not worked out, because when you work
Actually,
out
next
and you
time
do.
you and I in the
Huh.
gym, we'll plunge in the Lodi pool together. I'll teach you how to do it. You
One-
need to cross
one-
the part when it's painful.
Oh my God, that is so
When your
difficult.
feet start paining now,
Yeah.
you need to cross, because when it starts paining, you get out. The after the pain goes in 10-15 seconds, it becomes numb. You
Yeah.
get out when it's becoming painful.
Yeah. I'm not even a cryosona person.
Yeah.
I'm more of an infrared.
So,
yeah, right. So let's say someone has a shoot in 5 days, 10
Yeah.
a week.
yeah.
What's the I've seen one thing. I'll tell you what I've
Yeah.
seen. I've seen that people who work out like the day before the shoot, they kind of look bigger on the screen.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because they're holding on to all that lactic acid. If someone wants to lose weight, like in 7 days, there's an event. Let's say not even a shoot, there's an event. What's your go-to exercise?
So, by the way, while I'm not in for crash diets, I'm definitely in for the tricks, the 7-day tricks.
Yeah, I like that.
I
Yeah.
love those because they do work. Because
Yeah.
if you see even film stars, they build
Yeah,
the muscle,
everybody
but
will, yeah.
when they have to shoot that a particular song to show the six-pack up, there's a nutritional change that happens. Training doesn't change.
Yeah.
So, nothing in training you can do.
Hmm.
Maybe excessive cardio, but that's also to sweat. So, I would say go to a sauna.
That's easier.
Okay, that's easier. But if you really want to lose weight, I would just say zip it and actually zip your mouth. Nothing. So then going salt-free on a particular day, but drinking electrolytes.
Yeah.
So reducing the sodium in the way to so that your water retention goes away, but you still need to have electrolytes so you don't get crammed. There's a way of doing that also.
Yeah. Do potassium and
Yeah,
magnesium.
do all of that,
Yeah.
but cut out the salt and either go on a completely... You know how the General Motors was?
Yeah, I
Which
remember.
is totally against our philosophy of no
Yeah.
protein, but the
Yeah.
General Motors
But
ke first...
it's a good.
But by the way, the General Motors ke first 3 days really work. Or then you go the other complete route, which is the keto route, where you just
Fast
do protein.
mimicking diet.
Yeah. Both work. So you see what works for you. Like sometimes I see myself when I'm feeling I've eaten a lot of meat or I've eaten a lot of protein and just want to give my digestion a little bit of rest.
Yeah.
I do the General Motors.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's
It's
short and
great.
sweet. It's fine.
And I don't do
Yeah.
it for weight loss. I actually just do it to give my digestion
like
a little bit
like
of
a
a
break
rest.
to your body, like a detox, basically. Yeah.
Like just a rest because it's
Yeah.
easier on the body. Though my blood sugars must be soaring through the roof and not very good for someone like me. But it does make me feel like I've had a digestive rest. So in the long run,
Yeah.
it's not a
Proteins
good...
can be hard to digest.
Yeah, in the long run, it's not something that I would do. But I would do 2-3 days here and there where I just eat fruit for a bit. Just for 2 days.
Yeah, potassium. You're putting your body through potassium.
Just for 2 days. But otherwise, my body behaves best when I'm having adequate protein, enough fat, and limited grains. That's me.
So you don't eat any grains? Pseudo grains?
Now I can actually openly say it because I'm 47 and
Yeah, you can please
I can
openly
say it
tell us.
without being saying, because my mom always said ना जब तुम 50 की होगी तो तुम्हें पता चलेगा. I've been through
खाना
that
कम
also,
खाया
कि
है.
खाना कम खाया है. Now I can say हाँ मैंने खाना कम खाया ना इसलिए.
कम खाओ.
So yeah, I'm largely not a grain eater at all. If I'm a quinoa eater, but I know quinoa doesn't work for most people. It gives them a lot of bloating. But I figured out how to soak my grains, quinoa, and it works for me. So I'm a quinoa eater.
Okay. Bas. Pseudo grain, basically.
And a lot of times when I see people giving, the nutritionists giving their people a lot of grain options also, wo bhi backfire hota hai. I feel. I could
of
be
course,
wrong.
no, it's true.
You and I
though.
can beg to differ
Yeah, I
in this
know,
because
I
when
know.
you're saying ज्वार भी खा लो, ये भी खा लो, वो overload तो होता
नहीं,
ही है
grain
यार.
का तो overload होता ही है.
You're better off
Yeah.
actually. I tell my people
Grain free.
no, even if you're doing, then eat in a way where the grain is not affecting you. So then I'd rather eat rice.
Correct.
Eat that long grain basmati rice. Have more protein, more vegetables, more fat, and itna sa chawal for the heck of it is not going to kill you.
Yeah, no. I agree.
Then I'm like, I'd rather you have a little bit of rice.
Yeah, if you tell people to go off grains, they get a little. I mean, I do tell them to go off grains for a bit.
best
For a bit, definitely. But if they can't continue, then I'm like, okay, let's see the other option. Maybe.
आपको एक बात बताऊं, जो हम अब सब कर रहे हैं ना, intermittent fasting, और ये सब मुझे epiphany अपने TED Talk में आई थी when I was writing, because I had to write about the wellness paradox. So I had to think of all the antithesis. All this stuff which is intermittent fasting, no grains, circadian rhythm, sunrise, we were the land of it. Our yogis lived 100 years because they never ate. They never ate grains.
Yeah.
We, the Jainies, eat according to sunrise and sunset. We were the land of organic because we only ate farm to table.
And also
खेतों
fresh
से-
food.
That's something
Yeah.
खेतों से घर आता था.
Yeah.
So we actually need to go back a little bit to what we were never the breakfast
Yeah, our
cereal.
grandmoms used to tell us basi mat khao.
We were
You
never the
remember?
breakfast
Yeah.
cereal variety. We
No.
became.
We became because cereal
The
became
West
a part of
became.
our lives.
Yeah.
The marketing of cereals, like
सुबह
cornflakes is
उठो
very
जैसे
good.
हम
Yeah.
बचपन में हमको एक we were I was never allowed to leave school without egg.
Yeah. Just imagine.
You had to have a boiled egg and go.
Yeah.
Actually, I have a question for you.
Hmm.
Last.
Hmm.
Tell me your take on milk, because we were said, because this is a constant battle I have every time, even with
Yeah. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Milk.
we were not allowed to leave the house without one glass of milk and an egg. Now all of
See,
a sudden I have made my children dairy free. They're not having a glass of milk. They're having dahi and paneer and all of that. But they're not
milk
having
is also not the same, na? Milk naturally has GH,
Yeah.
right? We know that.
Yeah.
But if you're, let's say, like my daughter was a little plump, so I had to stop giving her milk.
But that was more hormonally.
Yeah, because what happened was she was surviving on like one glass of milk every morning.
Yeah.
I mean, she was getting taller, but she was also getting broader, you know. And then menstrual irregularities start happening. So I give milk I can give a milk product, but just to say ki drink a glass of milk is
that's
just
what
pure
even-
GH.
Yeah.
It's pure GH.
So
That's
same.
all.
So my take is you have your A2 ka paneer.
Haan,
You have your
paneer,
A2 milk.
cheese.
Little have a teaspoon in your coffee,
Yeah.
but don't have a glass of cold coffee. That really bothers me.
Yeah. That's
Have
exactly.
your even paneer. I've also started saying ki take it easy on
Take
paneer.
it easy on the milk products generally, but you
and
can
there's a huge people are finally realizing that.
Yeah, people are, and people are off dairy most of the times.
I have
People
one
are
last question, very important question. Or because you and I have teenage girls, and whilst this generation has become so aware, I have 13-year-old boys in my gym who are sporting the 6-pack abs, and like how, and they know nutrition better than you and I.
Yeah, they do.
Okay,
Yeah, they do.
because
My
research.
son does, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Okay.
Yeah.
They will come and give you and I a solid argument for their reasons.
Hmm.
The girls are going the other route because they aesthetically want to become thinner, leaner.
Yeah.
But PCOS is such a pandemic in these teenage girls, my daughter included, all of that. How do you think? मेरे को अगर किसी ने 13 पे बोला होता है ऐसे कहाँ, पता नहीं मैं तो क्या होती.
हम तो
मुझे
पता नहीं
किसी
क्या
ने
खा
हमको
रहे
पता ही नहीं
थे.
क्या खा रहे थे.
Yeah.
But the point is that these kids know, but they're also in a world which is surrounded by adult confusion.
Lot of myths and confusions. I'm telling you, the kids are having so much exposure to YouTube and Instagram and the reels, and there's a lot of inauthentic information present. And then they are coming to us, like my son, he knows what his diet has to be.
Yeah.
Right?
You can't even say
he's got his all 6-pack ab running for him.
Yeah.
But then he's one subject.
Yeah.
What science means, you have randomized controlled trials of several samples.
Yeah.
Right? So I might think this works for me, but this may not work for 10 other people. You know, so it's not no more like it's not like what works for me. So kids don't understand that. They feel, I'm doing this, so this should be, the norm.
Which is why I say that every person in every starting phase of their life needs professional help. So now I've seen parents of my gym goer friends who are sending their kids to learn the first articulation of an exercise in my gym.
Yeah.
Then when they go to college, they can do it. They just say ki from galat nahi honi chahiye. So, he's leaving to college just in September. So now he has chuttis. Can he just come and learn how to lift? And I think that's so good.
Very important.
Just
I'm
teaching
very glad
kids
that's happening.
how to lift. My daughter itself, by the way, irony. She doesn't take any advice from me. She thinks I don't know anything.
Yeah, the same.
So she's joined a nutritionist, and the nutritionist had to be someone I did not know. She did not know, so I couldn't talk to them. So I gave her a friend of ours. I'll tell you later who. And she's joined her, very diligently following, and all the stuff she would call me, na, Mama, you eat like a bird. Now because someone else has told her, she's eating like a bird also.
Yeah, it's because we are moms.
What is amazing is that she has learned what feeling good means and what feeling shitty means. So in the middle, when she breaks her diet and eats the pizza, she knows she's feeling lethargic and feeling she's getting addicted to feeling
good with
energetic.
The food. Yeah. That is more important. Yeah.
And why ADHD and all is such on it, because these kids are always feeling lethargic with what they're eating. Absolutely. She said, I didn't know that this was a feeling. So now when she eats scrap, which is not agreeing with her body, she knows it in a minute, and all of a sudden वो खुद ही track पे आ जाती है.
Yeah. Also, they're growing up and understanding,
Yeah.
Like, I was a plump kid too. I
Yeah.
didn't know. I didn't know anything.
Yeah.
I was being fed on parathas
Yeah.
and ghee and doodh and dahi. And this was like I never ate a vegetable in my
Yeah.
like growing up lives.
Yeah.
I hated them.
Yeah.
And now I can more ghas poos, happening.
Yes.
What is your favorite superfood?
Blueberries.
Okay, me too. Oh my God, thank God. Okay, one healthy habit you swear by.
Eating my exercise.
Okay. And your go-to workout routine. We've actually talked about that, but still.
Walking, zone
Mm.
2, and
Mm.
then walking.
Walking.
And training 2 or 3 times a week.
Okay. And one thing you do for your daily mental well-being.
Walking. Zone 2.
Mental well-being.
I've had the
Best ideas while walking.
I've had the best ideas while walking. I've gotten over the grief of my mom's passing away while walking. I've had the best firefighting while I'm walking. For
Hmm.
me, it's in fact this time of being injured with my toe and not being able to walk, I've learned a lot about myself,
Sitting quietly.
Sitting, just not moving, and I've had to find a new place to think.
Okay.
वो ना by default हो जाता था when I'm walking, because you're only with yourself and your thoughts, right?
The next question is, if you could do only one exercise for life, what would it be? I
Oh
know
my
what you're gonna
God.
say. One exercise.
Walking for sure, but that's really not
walking,
exercise. So
but-
training wise, one exercise for
हाँ.
life.
Ek. Tell me also, then I'll also put that in my
Core training.
core training.
Anything to do with core, I think.
Yeah. So do you agree with the fact that when you remember like
Yeah.
our physiotherapist
yeah.
taught us how to engage
Yeah.
core? Do you believe in like doing that while you're being in the car, being driven?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay, good. Yeah.
I'm
I've been
core
telling my
training
patients
every-
to do that.
I'm core training even now.
Yeah.
And you'll notice
Kegels
people,
and core can be
but
done.
can I tell you, people who know how to actually do core, they will always have a lean stomach. Because the most of the time when you're closer to your body weight and you still have a pouch, it's not that you have a pouch, it's that your core is not trained.
Not trained, yeah.
So if you're closer to your body
So
weight
core
and
will be
struggling,
the number one.
because core से फिर posture भी अच्छा
I
होगा,
know.
फिर back भी slouch नहीं होगी,
Yeah.
and glutes automatically engage हो
There's never
जाएंगे.
enough core one.
Yeah, oh my God, I'm a total core queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I have done the core with you, I know.
I think my six-pack came and like everybody's like, oh my God, she's got abs.
I remember
you
you used
know,
to tell me,
yeah,
you know how to get a
yeah,
six-pack.
and then I was like, yeah, actually, how did I get those?
Yeah.
Because I really don't train for them.
Ah.
I got them in my journey of my rehab.
At the
I just
physio.
efficiently learned how to breathe and engage my core.
That is so important.
That's how they came.
Hmm.
And obviously, my diet helped.
Of course.
My nutrition helps.
Yeah.
But the reason why they stay, I think, is because of that. I've figured out how to do this magic breathing.
So Sumaya, this was a very insightful conversation, and
I had
so
fun.
so much of information, which is
Yeah.
actually the right information. We wanted to
I
bust
hope.
myths. Yeah. It was very good information. And tell me one golden rule you would like to leave the listeners with about health and fitness.
You need to sort out your nutrition. You need professional help, and you need to figure out what works for you. And if your nutrition is on point, I think the battle is won. Not even half the battle. The battle is
The
won.
battle is won. But if you liked our conversation, make sure that you follow us and you share this with people who may benefit from this. And I'm sure a lot of people will benefit
Yes.
from this. A lot of women especially, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.